¿Habrá vídeo de Lama Supercross de... Vamos a buscarlo. Vamos a buscarlo. Vamos a poner... Bueno, más bien del mundial, ¿no? Del mundial. Habrá... A ver, vamos a poner moto... Voy a poner Supercross que sale, pero saldrá más bien en motocross. Supercross 500 centímetros cúbicos. Bueno, debería de haber, ¿no? Debería de haber. Vamos a ver. Vamos a ver. Mira, el primero que me sale... Lo que pasa que es verdad que son vídeos larguísimos, ¿eh? A ver si hubiera... Vamos a poner este primero. 91. Motocross. Motocross Grand Prix.
They look like knights of old in their battle armor, and like their medieval counterparts, they
Nada que la
ride
musiquita,
for glory. Their mounts are not of gallant flesh,
Guau,
but rather of steel and man's science of speed. Today, the modern-day warriors of two-wheel motorsport will do battle in America's premier international motocross event. Sports Channel America is proud to bring you exclusive coverage of Honda's presentation of the Shoei Helmets US Grand Prix.
Esa era la Honda Belgacom, es azul, ¿no? Vamos a ir pasando, ¿vale? Porque si no, esto es una locura. Súper largo.
With us, by Shoei Safety Helmet Action. And as you can see by the graphic, it is
four-time world champ from Belgium. Bale comes from France. He's now riding, of course, in the U.S. Both are factory Honda mounted.
La calidad del vídeo es la que es, ¿vale? Pero...
No one gave the 30-year-old Belgian a chance at the world title. His last crown way back in 1987, and since then, he's been hampered by one injury after another. I think someone, though, forgot to tell Jobé that he wasn't supposed to win the World Championship. His competition was younger, stronger, supposedly faster, but the veteran put in consistent performances to clinch the title at the second-to-last round, and that was 2 weeks ago in Luxembourg.
As we watch the rest of the field, Larry, take us around this Glen Helen layout as we head to the portion of the track that is literally ingrained into the hillside.
Well, as I said earlier during the track description, Dennis, this track is very demanding. Now, the riders are in the back part of the track, where the sections that are literally carved out of the San Bernardino Hill. Our leader, George Jobé, is now approaching the chicane. A quick right-left turn that is followed by a very steep right-hand sweeper that climbs up to the highest section of this Glen Helen track. Now, as we watch George Jobé, Bradshaw, number 4, Jackie Martin's climb Mount Glen Helen, an old science adage comes to mind. What goes up must come down. And after this ascending right-hand turn comes a drop-off that separates the men from the boys. This is where the suspension and gearing comes into play on the motorcycle. The inside, dialed it on and said goodbye, made the pass.
We are watching one of the most dramatic performances in Grand Prix history. Number 68, Jeff Moore from Viejo, California, is simply parking up the competition in Moto 1 of the USGP. And this is all the more impressive when you consider the caliber of competition out here today. There's the RKXL scoreboard. Bale leads, Jobé second. We'll be back for more right after this.
Mirad el nombre, Michael Baile, Jamal Baile, como se diga, tal. Jeff Ward.
Welcome back to Honda's presentation of the Shoei Helmets US Grand Prix. You're watching the battle for second. That's 68 Ward pressuring number 14, newly crowned 500 world champ, George Jobé. And this is number 67, Jean-Michel Bale. He's led since lap number 2. Now we are awaiting that battle for second as they crest the hill. That's 14 Jobé still leading. Number 68 Ward. What a battle it has been. Ward, if you've just joined us, has put a dramatic charge through the field and is really challenging now for second place in the first of 2 World Championship motos.
Una carrera aguantar a Maca con el 500.
Going to make the pass. It's a question of when and
yendo rápido, yendo rápido.
Now, in fairness, I think we should point out
los
again
los colores, es que los colores de esa época se han perdido, tío, se han perdido. No es lo mismo. Evidentemente, a ver, las cosas evolucionan, pero esos colores, esa combinación de colores, yo qué sé.
As we told you, Ward is on the Kawasaki, Jobé on the Honda. Both are potent racers, but the Honda 500, as you see it here, has dominated the Manufacturers' Championship, winning the last 8 World Crowns in a row.
Mira, 102 kilos, 5 velocidades. La única que tiene 6 velocidades es la que tú sabes, Isma, pero las demás venían con 5 menos esa, ¿vale? 102 kilos, 102 kilos. Imaginaros peso-potencia. Peso potencia de una 500 con 102 kilos.
Una
pasada,
Dennis, Jeff Ward has made the pass. He's passed George Jobé to take over the number 2 position. The question is now, can he make it stick?
Taking the lead, the crowd is going crazy. They are urging him on at every corner, and it looks as if Ward is going to make it stick. Look at that crowd waving and cheering for the American rider. This is Grand Prix racing at its best. Ward is inspired today. He wants to put on a tremendous show. He wants this race.
Well, it's real important. I've never won a GP. I mean, I haven't raced that many of them. I've probably raced 5 in my career, and just because.
And now on the last lap, the hottest rider in the world to take over the number 1 position in his home Grand Prix.
Son nombres que son leyendas, tío.
That's for sure.
We've got one more.
Takasago RKXL.
But he made a mistake. I got by, and he gave up. So we got one more moto to go, and he's going to be real tough.
Había que ir fino, con la 500 ahí.
One more moto left. It's not going to get any cooler. Same mindset when you go out there for this last moto.
Hiciendo tiempo ya, cuando vas cansado y tal, ya no perdona fallo. Imagínate un 500 yendo reventado en la manga.
Run wide open for the first probably 8-9 laps to get into second, and then
he is trailing George Jobé for third. Now Jobé has displaced Dirk Hookins, who earlier curled down third. And there's a pass. Ward just streamed right by
Sin
Jobé.
mapas de potencia, sin controles de tracción, sin no sé qué de... Nada. Mango y talento. Talento y mango, no había otra cosa ahí. No, es que necesito el dispositivo de salida para que no me haga el caballito. Necesito un control de tracción para que en las primeras marchas no me derrape. Necesito. Dale mango ahí. Dale mango. Madre mía. Qué locura, tío. Buah, la KTM 500 y con la pata a la izquierda para arrancar.
Now here's one rider who could very well be a factor before the day's out. Number 6, Billy Lyles, who's currently holding down 5th place. Lyles is from Georgia. He's been campaigning in Europe over the last 5 years.
Locura en el buen sentido, me refiero a que es una categoría que siempre la recordaremos, ¿no? Como, yo qué sé, como la categoría de los pilotos. La juventud de hoy en día, pues, escuchará 500 en el futuro y dirá, ¿qué? Había un loco en YouTube que subía vídeo haciendo uno.
And both the men out front have it. Jean-Michel Bale, Jeff
Ward, lleva un 500 así rápido. Aguantar una bestia de esa que está con una cosa rara. Hay que estar fuerte, ¿eh? Hace menudo cojones, hablando claro, tenían para aguantar una manga así totalmente, tío. Bradshaw con la Yamaha, cuarto. Y la Yamaha era más trasto. Esta era muchísimo más evolucionada, la Honda y la Cago.
George Jobé, what can you say? 4 times world champ. He won that title for the first time, a world championship title, back in 1980. That was 11 years ago.
When a rider is that successful over that long a period of time, you got to examine his motivation. We talked to George Jobé earlier about that very aspect of racing.
Que nosotros ahora vemos una 500 del 91, por ejemplo, y le ponemos disquitos de freno mejores, suspensiones, pero con las suspensiones de motos oficiales, pero de la época, ¿sabe? Que tela marinera.
Larry, when you talk about Belgian riders and world motocross titles, well, the two are synonymous.
Indeed they are. As a matter of fact, Dennis, if you check the record books, you'll find that...
¿Habéis fijado nada más cómo con esa curva de pie? Esa curva de pie con un 500, aguantando una 500 de pie.
Andre Malherbe had 2. Joao Robert in the 250 class had 6. Roger DeCoster and Gabors each claiming 5 in the 500 classes. Well, actually, Gabors was spread out. He did his in 3 different classes, 125, 250, 500. And Jobé has 4. Gaston Ryer, 125 world champion.
But so you have to ride very smooth and you have to try to
¿He visto de pie en la curva?
Jean-Michel Bale has displayed his mastery of the 500cc motocross machine all day long. Earlier you heard Cliff White talk about the virtues of Jean-Michel Bale. Larry Myers, in your opinion, what makes this guy #1 in the world?
Well, Dennis, he is what other riders would call a technical rider. He is the best at being a technical rider. He finds lines that no one else ever sees. In Supercross, where smashing and banging is the name of the game, Bale just coasts through the corners unmolested, never hits anyone else, but he flat gets the job done. He just frankly is the best there is. So we'll take a quick look at the RKXL scoreboard and we'll be back.
Es que bueno, ya evidentemente B1 es rarísimo. Tiene que ser, pues eso, alguien que tenga una... Bueno, este que tenía la cagua, que vimos vídeos haciendo Supercross con ella. Ay, que tiene el 207, no me acuerdo el nombre. Algo así, muy puntual. Muy puntual, pero... Imaginaros por un momento que a día de hoy hubiera una parrilla con 10, 15, 20, 500. Qué locura, ¿eh? Qué locura, tío, qué locura. A ver si encontramos un vídeo haciendo Supercross, pero de la época.